On the Winds of Quasars. The Song of Kamaria. Book 2. The city of Apusticus burned. The flames clawed at the stars in the night sky, flicking embers into the void above. The people who lived here were humanoid birds named the auk'nai. Their screams could be heard from kilometers off, and the unsung song they cast out traveled even farther. The world wept for the dead. A powerful being called the Siren roared with rage, towering above the ashes of the dying city. She brought destruction to the auk'nai of Apusticus, and in her wake trailed obliteration. Larn hurried back to Apusticus, pushing the muscles in his wings to their limit as he careened through the night. He was one of the strongest auk'nai in the city, although he only maintained a limited presence there. Larn had void black feathers with crisscrossing slices of yellow. He wore layered sashes, the outermost a reflective gold material, with the inner layers shades of nature to ensure stealth during a hunt. He could see the monster pounding the city into dust. The siren stood taller than the trees themselves. A cyclone of clouds swirled above her skull-like head. A sharp horn protruded from her forehead, and 2 deep-pitted eye sockets dripped tar. 4 arms made of worm skin and spiked with gnarled, twisted bones ended in an array of razor-sharp talons. Lightning burst from the ground around her. Larn had never seen anything like it before, and it shook him to his core. An explosion. More cries. The world rocked in pain. Larn landed in the central district of his home city. Apusticus consisted of a series of floating platforms hanging between tall trees, with structures built atop each. Gemstones shone in the night, casting an eerie kaleidoscope of color on the destruction. His fellow auk'nai citizens took what they could and fled into the city, exiting from openings on the residential structures. Lightning struck a fleeing female, sending her free-falling to the platform's surface with a loud, wet thud. Her blood sprayed onto Larn's feet and legs. Although he did not remember her face, he knew her song. All Apusticus citizens knew each other's unsung songs. He watched with widened eyes as the source of her destruction climbed onto the platform from the opposite side. This creature was called a netherform. It was a constructed thing. Stone and rubble clung together by electrical energy into a shape that only barely passed as a bipedal life form. The netherform began to build up energy inside the cyclopean orifice on its face. Larn's survival instincts took over. The constructed creature unleashed a bolt of lightning from its eye. Larn dodged, but was so nearly struck that he felt static fizzle over his feathers. His hand grasped the hooked staff on his back, the Donoran staff that all auk'nai who had taken the pilgrimage to the Spirit Song Mountain wielded. Although these staffs had many uses other than combat, they were also deadly weapons in a skilled warrior's hand. As if a third arm, the staff moved like any other muscle in Larn's body, as natural as swinging a fist. The staff's hooked end found the netherform's core, then Larn ripped downward, forcing the stone construct to the ground. Another twirl and a snap downward, and the staff's blunt end crashed into the back of the netherform's head as another blast exploded. Larn was thrown from the stone creature as it burst. His skin crawled with static electricity, and his tongue itched ferociously. "Larn, we cannot stay here." A familiar voice sang the unsung song. It came to Larn through the half-clouded daze of the impact he suffered. He felt something shaking him. An auk'nai with blue and white feathers was a beak-width away from Larn's face.